Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So thank you very much. On this Sunday, the last Sunday of Ramadan, I wanted to have a session with customers and interested customers, potential customers as well. A lot of things are going on, changes, and we have been doing some beta testing on upcoming day trading indicators. So some of you were interested in those as well. So let me start with this thing. Uh, I hope all of you can see my screen. And disclaimer, the material presented here is for educational learning purposes only and should not be taken as purchase or sell recommendations. Trading, investing in stocks and derivatives, future options, etc. is risky and could result in a substantial loss of invested capital. I'm not a registered financial advisor with FINRA or SEC, and for any financial advice, please consult to a registered financial advisor. And when we have here, so what exactly we are doing here? Today's agenda is just very focused on 3 points. A revisit of two new features on our web-based stocks analysis software. One is a backtesting module for a single stock and the indicator snapshot features. And then we will move on to our upcoming day trading TR indicator for trading view. Specifically, I had developed this day trading indicator on the request of many customers who were looking for a day trading product like Shadab Sheikh, who's here. I remember he was asking for it initially last year. Okay, let me mute our participants. Thank you very much if you mute yourself. And you can drop questions in your chat here. You're welcome, Shada. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our software. One of the main indicator in it is our known as TR indicator, trend recognition indicator. And what it does, people who have been using it, that it tries to indicate or detect a trend in any stock, and for that matter, if I initially develop a futures market. So I still do a lot of day trading on futures and other stocks as well, but mainly it is used for on daily and weekly time frames for long-term stocks holding. And here, for example, it has 3 stages in the uptrend and 3 stages in the downtrend. So let's see this. When you see the first green triangle right here where my cursor is, and right here, that is signifying or trying to detect an upcoming bullish trend. This is the first stage, and the first stage is not 100% or not a highly probable successful trade. What we should do when it is around a first stage, and then it tries to consolidate, that it creates a tight range, and the system detects an automatic buy point. And whenever it tries to move towards this buy point, and then as light green or strong green band appears, that means the momentum has developed and the bullish trend has now fully established itself. So for example, right here, the first buy point was here. This was the first stage TR indicator. And then this thing, green band, light green band and the strong green band appeared. So that's the point where should we make an entry. And it should be as close as possible to these two lines, which are mean averages. For the daily indicators is 50-day and 200-day indicators. So if we successfully coming out of the trading range and we find it at this green range, then chances are very high that stock will give us a good move and a high reward to risk ratio. So whenever there is a buy point appears, it is also a stop loss appears on our web-based system, like Excel-based system as well. After taking a good long ride, the stock try to consolidate again, something change, profit taking picks up, One or two of it again tried, but you see no green band appears. The green band appears right here. So this was probably another entry right here with a stop loss at 80.76 in December. But it was not successful in its very first attempt. It tried to consolidate and trade in a range, and then eventually it again break out at this buy point, and then again green band appears. And you see, from January on, this is Corning, by the way. GLW is the trade symbol of the stock, Corning, and it from 94.37 to 130 something as of beginning of March. So that's how, now this is known as breakout strategy. So this system works when stocks are breaking out of range in strength. Now the other strategy normally people are, try to adopt, that when stock is in a downward trend, they try to find a bottom. At time it is dangerous because you don't know when the bottom is going to kick in. But at some time, like we will discuss one or two stocks which are currently providing very good support, and the green band is not there, but they are very good support, and we think that it is time to rebound. Okay. Now, based on this is one of the strategies known as TR strategies. Now we have identified 11 other strategies, total of 12, for both on the weekly and daily time frames. And for every stock, we have a back testing method system. Like one strategy is that whenever a stock crosses this 50-day line, which is this blue dash line, then it's a buy signal. Another strategy is whenever a stock crosses a 200-day line from the bottom, then it's a buy signal. Simple. So this is EMA 50 signal, EMA 200 signal. Remember, I talk about the pullback strategies. That instead of breaking out, now we have a pullback, and stock is trying to pull back like here. Stock try to pull back to this 50-day, and then again move back. So this strategy will give you a buy signal here, and again a buy signal here. And our standard stop loss is just 7 to 10% range. So this is maximum 10% range. While we target at least 1 is to 3, 3 times the profit against the given stop loss. So based on these, I'm not going to describe each and every of these strategy. All of these strategies are defined in our, if we go to our website, there's an FAQ session. And here we have all these strategies. And also, excuse me, back testing, which strategies are there, what did they do, their name, and different methods. If you have any question, you can drop a question to me, and maybe after Eid, we will have another session on each one of these strategies. In fact, on my video channel on my YouTube, there are some of the strategies and from the past sessions. The recordings are also available, especially on the TR indicator, which is our proprietary indicator. So this, for example, you go to this section, and it explains in details the TR indicator, what it does, what its different stages mean, and what should we look for. So coming back to our presentations, so I will show you how to backtest, use this backtesting model. You can definitely ask a live question, and you can drop it in the chat box, Nasir, and I will try to answer it, no problem. I'm trying to occasionally look at this. Or if you want me to unmute, I can, but there will sometimes a lot of people start talking and there's a lot of noise. So that's why I would like to have it from the chat box, and then we can respond to that question, no problem. Another feature of this web-based system is our indicator snapshot. So this is a new stock which we have just chosen. I was trying to give it an example. So for example here, this is telling us from the previous back testing on the daily time frame, the 3 best strategies which have given us the most highest profit win rate and the profit factor. It has given, this is AXTI, by the way. AXTI is the stock symbol. And on 11th of March, it has given an entry signal. The TR indicator is also in a strong buy condition. Asterisk means that is being accumulated is a strong accumulation right here, and it has a high relative strength when the asterisk appears. On the weekly signal, this is also a strong bias TR indicator signal. And they are different, like our WRPCT means weighted rank percentile. Has beaten 99% of stocks in our database of 5,700 stocks during the period of last 1 year. Its earning rating, however, is lagging, not up to mark. So its earning growth has not been that strong. So what is driving the stock? Maybe some future potential, the products and other. But this is one of the way that we can take a look. Seasonality wise, March is not a very good month. So this is something that's why it's in red. And April is also. We should take into account if we make a purchase decision for this. But uh, before we make a decision on that, we first always take a look what markets are doing. Are markets support or markets in a kind of a declining mode? You want to unmute you? I think you can unmute you.
Thank
Nasik.
you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
What's the question?
If you go back to the TR chart,
Okay, let
right
me
now,
pull up on the web our app a live chart,
yeah,
right?
thank you.
Okay, so we are here at our this is our web-based app. Okay, so which, for example, and give me any stock and what exactly is the question? The same one, AXTI? This is new, for example.
The GLW,
GLW? Okay.
yeah.
So let me make a GLW, pull up the data for that. Now this main screen now is pulling up the data from the database, is saying that it is AOIFI means halal compliant. Right now the TR indicator is neutral. Weekly is a strong buy. Relative strength is good, is being accumulated. It's part of one of our, there are 4 or 5 investment ideas list on this page, investment idea. One is earning star, and it's part of that. And its weighted rank is very high, 96. Earning rating is quite high. It has beaten 50% of the stock. Now I will move to the TR indicator chart. You have a question on its TR indicator. So let it plot the latest TR indicator. You see now it has come out of this green zone. That's why it's a neutral zone. So what exactly was the question?
Yeah, I'm looking at the diamonds. You noticed there was one here. There was one here. If you see my markers here on the left side. You mentioned that on the third one is where it triggers for a buy signal. But normally in a live chart, you wouldn't see these green bars appear because there has to be some time lapse to happen before those green bars will pop up on your chart. So when do you decide this is a good time to pick up? Because I mean, on a live chart, you won't have the visibility of what's going to happen in the future.
Okay, good question. Now this is a daily chart, okay? It means every new point will be established after completion of a day, not before that day. So for example, if you are in the morning, you are here and you're taking a look and it's rising, maybe you're here. So the green bar will appear after a lapse of 1 day. That's the time frame here. Okay. If you move to weekly, then you are taking a much longer long-term view. So you have probably have to switch to 3 years. And now every point will, like it is saying, strong buy. So every point, data point here, move to 3 years. So in last 3 years, we have this buy point, but it failed. It came down. Then again, it established this buy point. It technically it failed, but again it established itself. But this one, it gave you a huge move. So each point will come after 1 week. There is a time lag because it's a weekly time frame chart. So
And
this particular app is for traders and investors for who are interested in swing trading and in long-term investment trading.
but
Because
notice that the first one here, this could be an indication for buy. What if I ended up buying when the stock actually went down? How do you explain that?
yeah, we should not just take a look at one chart and the overall condition. We should also take a look at what market was doing at that time. At that time, market was in a correction mode. And when market is in a correction mode, like right now, you will find a tendency that most of these signals will fail. Why? Let's go to the market. Okay, pull up that. This is S&P 500. So what do you see over here? For last 5 months, starting from October, this is now mid of March, we're trying to move up. Every time we failed. And remember, since December, I have been saying that signals are not good. Signals are not good. It's time to raise catch if you are reading my weekly commentaries, because our systems and our method and experience was telling us that the market is not healthy anymore. It has already come from the April to this point. It cannot continue this rise another 20-30% gain in a few months. It will have to absorb these gains. On top of that, this uncertainty, especially in the Middle East, has come, and that is hitting everything. Your tech companies, your global economy, recession, oil prices, energy, uncertainty, which market hates. You don't know what is going to happen in, for example, in Iran and Middle East and in Asia and the economy. So how would people will react? They will start selling. So my experience is whenever you find S&P 500 below this 50-day line, which is this blue line, or this 200-day line, below this 50-day line, there is a trouble. Most of the stocks are below their 50-day line. That's why the index is below 50-day line. The market is on its way. Within a 1 day or 2 day, it will be testing this 200 line, 2-day line. Every time when market does this, it will initially find a bounce. People will be, traders will be watching, they will say, oh, let's do some DCA, sorry. And then they will start buying, and only the market will bounce up to this level or this level, and they'll again come down, and another leg probably will be much better and bring you and breach this level and come here. Now when this happens, coming back to your question, when this happens, this is an attempt along with the market to break out. But since the markets are falling and along with the good stocks will also come down, maybe not to that extent with the high growth stock are coming. So higher chances are that it will come down again as well. Got the point? We cannot just take a look at one chart and then decide, oh, okay, it's going to green, so it will go up. Okay, fine. What the market is doing? Is market is showing the same signal? If the market is in the same trend, a strong stock will have all the chances that it will go along with the market. So this is basically, these are market forces which are influencing. So right now, for example, I was just studying one study yesterday that only 43% of S&P 500 stocks are above this line, 200-day line, of their respective, which is a very low number. Only for, it means 57% of stock are already below this line. So when 57% of stock are already below this line, this is exactly what they will be doing. You name any stock, which Adobe, Microsoft, this is what they would have been doing. Why? So let the chart strong sell. This is what Microsoft is doing. But Microsoft is just one stock. What the market is doing, you probably have to take a look at SPY, which is market ETF, S&P 500 or QQQ. So let's take a look at SPY. It is in neutral, but it is because it has just crossed its first stage. It means the second and third stage are coming up. Oh, this is a weekly chart. I'm sorry. Take a look at the daily chart. Remember, the weekly takes time. After 1 week, it's already in a strong sell signal. So S&P 500 is already in a strong. Remember, it was just above this 200 line. I show it to you right here. Right here. It's right here. So what does it is telling you? The S&P 500 means the 500 biggest company. Microsoft is one of those. They are coming down and they are probably below this 200-day line. In fact, 57% of them are already below this line. So in other words, any first stage signal, this or buy point, has a much higher tendency at this point to fail. So we cannot take a decision in isolation. We just take a look at one stock, STR chart, and say, okay, we found a signal. It will work. No, it won't work. We have to take a look, a holistic approach of what markets are doing. And the markets, unfortunately, this is what they are doing. And we all know that why they are doing because of the administration policies, uncertainties, global crisis, whatever. So we have all the chances the market will continue to do this. We still above these 600, 6147 and 6500. We have all the chances that market will come down to even only this is not weekly chart, 6500 and even below that. Last year it came very close to this 200 week line, very sharp decline. So why not? History can repeat it. If these things continue, if the situation gets out of control, too many countries get involved in the war, eventually market will just people will just stop. This will accelerate towards the downside. So for an individual stock like GLW or any stock, it will be very difficult, especially if it is a big company. If it is a small company, has a very niche, small niche, working in isolation somewhere, it might be possible for that. But for a big company, like and you name any company, maybe uh, Broadcom or who, we cannot superimpose, but we can have a comparison chart. I will show it to you. So we can compare S&P 500 and a stock chart on one single chart. That's what we can do. I will show it to you if we get time. So this is Broadcom. So Broadcom is already in a downward trend. It tried to move, but this again failed. You see why? Because market is failing. Although Broadcom is a very good stock. And now the second methodology comes in. Is it at a good support tool? Why not? Maybe this point is a very good support. But if the market keeps falling, it will eventually take its toll on Broadcom as well. And previously, market was very strong in May. So this signal was very successful. This signal successful. This signal successful. But right now, market is not on our side. In other words, a strong stock will um, uh, continue to collapse and not really collapse, consolidate at least. At that time, what we should do, we should find out the relative strength of the stock. The stocks which are relatively performing better than the market in Nasdaq, and we will identify those. For example, if market is down by 20%, but our stock is down by 5%, it means that the stock has a higher chance when the market will come back. It will be again come back with a definitely a big boom because it is stronger than market and underlying forces are helping that stock. So that's why we have to take a holistic approach and always take a look at what markets are doing. Okay, so coming back to this, our here so this is indicator snapshot and the back testing. This gives you a holistic approach of just the stock itself. It's possible best strategies, which list is giving. What is that now? This is showing a high relative strength. It's rising. What is the company? GLW. It means it should be, and it has a very high WRPCT 96%, which it has performed and has beaten 96% of stock from a list of 5,700 stock. So what should we do? We should park it in some kind of a watch list. You should closely watch its price action. Market gets improved. There will be very high chances of it making a successful run. On top of that, there is a new feature right here, which I have not introduced and told anybody. It's fund chain. Look at this, what it's doing. While the stock is consolidating, coming to neutral, quarter to quarter basis, institutional mutual funds and banks and other institutional buying is 8.8% up and has been up for last 7 quarters, almost 2 years. So it, in other words, market is accumulating it. It's showing you this, and it has a good support of funds. So that's what we should be looking for. A strong stock, leading stock, supported by institution. So the funds are supporting, banks are supporting, they are pulling in the money. Maybe it's in a downward trend for the time being, but that's why it should be in our watch list. Okay? Hope I answered that question. Now, coming back to our presentation, so that was our indicator snapshot. In one snapshot, it gives a view of all the stocks, what they are doing, which strategy has been found best on the daily time frame and the weekly time frame, three of them. And do we have a new signal? So, for example, this particular stock has a new signal on 11th of March, which was Wednesday, last Wednesday, and a PPO crossover. So, let's just explore this thing. And from where this stock, first of all, has come into our radar. So, if we go back to our app, here we have investment ideas list. Okay. And every week, I update the weekly picks here. Earning starts because several companies report their earning, and earning starts are those companies where only those companies are selected which have beaten the market estimate. They are growing their revenue, they're growing their earnings, and they are beating analyst expectations. Only those are selected. Now, but if you take a look here, all of them almost on the daily time frame they have strong sell, strong sell. This is what I was telling you, that market is not supporting, even though these companies are very good, they have been increasing their revenue, increasing the fundamentals are sound, their up down volume, whenever they rise in a very higher volume, but the indicators are showing that this is most of them are in strong sales zone. In other words, market is not conducive for new buys. But if you take a look at this is indicator snapshot view of ATXI, or which one was that? Oh, okay. Same view, we can have a list of stock, and then we can see, okay, which strategy, TR daily, trend recognition weekly, Ichimoku, a combination, is relative strength, accumulation, PPU crossover. Where do where does each stock stand? Take a look at this. This is a list of growth, quantum, and AI in semiconductors. Okay, here we have an AXTI. Strong buy signal on daily. Checkmark means it is within the 5% of the last buy point. On the weekly side, this is also buy. Ichimoku strategy is also in a confirm side. And a PPO crossover has just given up this Alvaro means a signal. And it has beaten 99% of weighted rank average. Although on the earning side it's weak. Its up down volume is of 1.22, means that whenever it's up, the volume is up. So it's always up in a higher volume. And it's strong accumulation. Remember the funds and institutions which I just described, they're accumulating this stock. Relative strength is high. So let's take a look and explore this. Press AXTI, it will take you to the stock analysis page. And with the indicator, all the details of this AXTI thing. But unfortunately, there's something wrong with this halal compliance. We have to investigate a bit more here. There is a high debt ratio of 82%. Apart from that, look at the funds. 75% increase in the fund ownership. Remember, I showed you a strong buy, a strong accumulation, a strong strength. It was in our growth strategy. Seasonality wise, last 5 years, March has been a bottom among one of the three bottom performing months. So that's the negative point. But it has given us a new signal, PPO crossover on 11th of March. This I was just showing my presentation. Take a look here. This is a daily chart. This is its price action. And its PPO has given us this crossover on 11th. This is this PPO crossover. So that's a new signal. But do we want to take chances here? And look at this 1 year performance. It has given something around 2,953% return and 1,235% in 6 months. And last 1 month, 97% return. So it's completely out of sync with the what market is doing. In other words, on the year to date basis, it's 200% up. That's kind of strange. So we have to go into the fundamentals and do some other research as well. Not whatever information we get, what exactly this company is doing, why market is pushing up, pushing it up. You have to take a look at its return on equity. There must be some news. Although its earning has gone down, that's why its earning rating is quite low. Remember, earning rating was 21 only, and it's in red. Now we have to make a decision that are we going to take some chances or not? Maybe it's too extended. Take a look at its TR indicator chart. It will tell you. Now, this was the last buy point. It is right here. And it is still within 5% of this buy point. But it is way above its 200-day and 50-day line. So it's a higher and riskier. It could have been a better uh, choice when it was very close to these lines. But when it is way above, that means there is always a tendency to come back and test these. So there are some news-driven items, especially for this particular stock, and that is why it is moving up. So considering the market condition and considering this thing that although it's in the green zone, but it does not mean it's an automatic buy. We should take into account how much move it has made, and do we have any room to left? Maybe we are missing out an opportunity. Maybe we are not. So those are always subjective questions. Things are not very easy to answer. So if you go to our weekly commentary or for investment idea, so we will have a under the current circumstances, we should look for good stocks at good supports only because the market is not in favoring us. In other words, breakouts have a tendency to fail. Very simple. Breakouts have a tendency to fail. That is exactly what was happening in this particular um, chart right here. That in this zone, breakouts were failing because market was in a. Remember earlier last year what was happening till April, every breakout attempt was failing unless until we find this green zone. The second, then that means the momentum, and then at that time market was also out of red, so we knew market was supporting us, and that's why it was the right entry point for it. Right, just imagine if we would have bought it at 45. Right now it is something around 130 140, at least 2 to 300% return in less than a year, return in 10 months. So that's how the system works. It's not one simple answer, and that's how there's always a probability of trades being failed. No one is able to give you a crystal ball that will work 100% of the time. So I will explain this indicator snapshot. I also explained this table view of our like that AXTI was here, and that in one view you now you can have your own watch list. And for example, I'm going back to our this is my watch list. So in this section, I have everyone can define their own watch list and add their stock. For example, this watch list, I have weekly picks. This watch list, I have how many stocks there in this watch list? Analyze all. Let's pull up the data for this. 35 stocks and load the data. Now we can choose different view and customize. So for example, we can just very quick view, a tier analysis view in which both the daily and weekly analysis will be shared, technical view, performance view, or maybe our indicator snapshot view, which is my favorite, and it will give you this view, indicators, and so among these, you see most of the stocks, even though market is falling, they are either in neutral or buy zone. So this is a list of very good stocks. Okay, for example, take a look at SanDisk. The comparatively new stocks, so earning rating is not available, but it has beaten 99% of stocks in its price section during last 1 year. And look at this 1.64 up ratio, up down ratio, strong relative strength, accumulation is high. Right now it's both in neutral zone. It might be this kind of stocks like SNDK, like MU, when they come into neutral or they come into its support, they are very good candidates to buy on support. Not on the breakout, on the support. Why? Because when you're trying to break out a stock which has already moved, let's go to this SNDK, SanDisk. And it has beaten 99% of its stock. And it's one of its EMA 20 signal is active. This means it was 9th of March, this particular backtesting strategy It crossed its 20-day EMA average, and that gave it a very high profit factor, 12.14. Take a look here. Its performance for last 1 year is 1,265% up. Year to date, 179%. That's why the WRPCT has beaten 99% of the stocks in its price action. Now, this kind of stock with this kind of pullback always have a tendency to find support at its 50-day or 200-day line. For example, whenever during starting from November it came down 50-day or come close to this 200-day line, it always finds support. This is 20-day, this is 50-day. It never came below the 50-day moving average line. So this, in other words, is a very good candidate to buy on pullbacks. Not chase it here, because whenever you chase a stock at this point, it has a higher tendency to come down and match to the mean, which is in this case is 50-day or 20-day. So, for example, if I move to the TR indicator chart, it plots TR indicator for a good question, how to know which couple of stocks are the best for the day. We'll come to that in a minute. So this is what is happening. You see, when it was close to this line, a breakout in the green zone had a much higher chance of a substantial run. Now it is coming back and forth. Why it's consolidating market is not favoring, but even then it is strong. That's why its relative strength is quite high. Okay, so this is one of the very good stocks, which is a good candidate to buy when it comes close to this 50-day line, like this point, like this point. And that is where we should go for this instead of chasing them at high levels. So coming back to our presentation, a question was which couple of stocks are the best for the day. I think the answer that particular question is just related to the day trading only. When you say best for the day, it means you are looking for the day trading only. So we explained this indicator snapshot view. It's available for all watch lists and the preset investment ideas list. I will not go into the details. This particular slide, I can send it. You can watch the recording as well. But this particular slide explains the TR indicators in detail, what these signals means. And then take a look at this strategy performance summary, and then we will move on to our day trading system. So going back to our app, we have a page here known as backtesting strategies. And we want to see, okay, it is a small guide here. It explains different strategies and how to use this backtesting system. Uh, we will come to that for intraday, how to pick the best to stop for the day. We'll come to that. I don't know about your name. It's just his iPhone. I would like to appreciate if I know the name. Who's the person who's asking that question? Anyway, so um, uh, for example, any stock you want to see its backtest, which is the best backtesting strategy for maybe Valero Energy, or because energy stocks are right now are hot for the last 5 years. So it will pull up the data for the last 5 years and then backtest those 12 strategies. And this is what it is telling us that the best strategies has been found this EMA 50 when it crossed the EMA 50. There were 44 trades in the last 5 years with a win rate of only 27.3%. But what happens, because for the last 5 years, most of the energy stocks were not doing very well. But even then, its profit factor was 2.05 and the win rate was this, average gain was 15.2%. So that was the best strategy when it comes to overall dollar value. Highest win rate was RSI strategy, which is 60%. So these, and the most active is, which has given the most signal, was 20 period signal. So maybe MU, because MU is a hot stock. I run the back test and let's see on the daily time frame which are the best strategy for MU. This is what it's telling. Ichimoku's strategy is the best strategy in terms of the dollar results. Volume breakout 50% of time it has the highest win rate. Now, what it does, when you go to the snapshot mode, snapshot, this is what it tells you that these are the it does that. It tells you that okay, if you invest $1,000 based on Ichimoku's strategy, that will become $18,500 in 5 years. That's this particular strategy. But if you go to the stock analysis again, put MU here, update this, it will pull up the data for MU, another very good stock. Here are the three strategies. It gives some weight to win rate and profit factor. So the three best strategies for MU on daily and weekly are these. In fact, we should look MU a pullback to 10 period weekly pullback. It has a very high profit factor, 40% win rate. When 60% time the strategy won't work. But when it works, it will give you 1 is to 19 times profit. So overall, this is the best strategy as far as for the long term players. For the short term, you might want to take something as a volume breakout or TR Ichimoku combo. Now, when you update this, it will, if there is a new strategy in the last period, last few days or last 1 or 2 weeks, it will give you a green signal right here. There is no green signal. It means that even MU, which is a very strong stock, is not has not given a recent signal as far as the best three strategies are concerned. In other words, you're not having very good signals for the timing, even for the strongest stock. And we should not look for a longer period of time to hold this stock under the current market conditions. Okay, I don't want to overwhelm people because there's so much of information, so many much of there are several videos available on YouTube. You can watch those. You can ask me question, drop question in the WhatsApp, and you can ask me. Now we come to the intraday method. So what we have done right now, this intraday system is being beta tested by 21 traders, and I believe many of them are right here. And that's why I ask for experienced day traders. It's not for people who are new to day trading, who do not understand that day trading is completely a different thing, different subject. We were talking about daily time frame and the weekly time frame for TR indicator and other strategies. Those are not for day trading. But we should know exactly what markets are doing. Now, they receive a daily list of a stock early in the morning from the system, auto-generated, to answer your question. This was one of the questions, two best stocks. And practicing with the stock, major stocks. So one is this list. And right now, this list is very short because not many stocks are performing very well because, because there are two types of methods, strategies. One is long, one is short. And unfortunately, shorting the stocks is not allowed by many of the scholars, and they don't think it as a halal or good practice. So, and right now the market is in a declining mode, so you won't find good day trading opportunities on the long side. Now, practicing with a stock, this list and the Max 7 and other list, you can have these two lists. And then we have modified the TR indicator along with some day trading levels, support and resistance levels for trading view. So in order to have this, you will need to have an account with the trading view. And to do the live trading, your account in the trading view should be linked with your brokerage account, like Interactive Brokers and other brokers who support TradingView platform. So this is one of the lists, for example. So in the morning, this list probably was given on a Monday, or sorry, 2 weeks ago on Monday. So it tells you that these are the stocks which are moving in this one particular day. And these stocks are rising and very active. How do we measure activeness? Comparing their volume with average volume. And they should have a big trading range as well. For day trading, we need stocks which normally have a good average trading range of $1 or $2 or more. So, for example, this AMD has a trading range of $13 every day. Nvidia, on the other hand, it has a trading range of $6.5 every day. So you want some stocks which give you some range to trade, not in a very small range, 20, 30 cents. So if you buy a position, it does not move, and then you lose it out. On the downside, there were some lagging stocks. Now, there could be some good opportunity because unnecessarily in the pre-market, sometimes the stocks are beaten, punished for some unknown reason, this market, and then they make a strong comeback. So that's one list which we share. So on that particular day, and this also give you a AAOI standard status halal. What's a non-halal? This is compliant. This is questionable. This is non-compliant. So choice is yours. And then this is exchange in terms of percentage in the pre-market action. So this particular stock changed 17% on that day pre-market. Munisa will come to the stop loss in a minute. How do we identify the stop loss and target level? Okay. So this gives you an idea. Another is this on, see this on the right side. On the right side, you will see, I have a spotlight on or not? I don't think so. Give me this spotlight. Yeah, I think now I have the spotlight on. This is the FANG stock. These are basically the market stock, the big stock. They have very high dollar volume, very high volume. Like, and then and when these stock moves, market moves because they have the highest weightage both in S&P 500 and as well. These are mostly Max 7 plus some else. For example, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, AMD, Google, Micron, Broadcom, and SanDisk. But these are the stocks you should always consider for day trading, in addition to that list which I showed you earlier. And some of those stocks are already here, like Nvidia, like Microsoft, but not all of them, obviously. So we have a watch list here, and this is my trading view platform. So I have a watch list here for the FANGs Plus, and I will create a watch list based on these stocks manually every day prior because you receive an email around 8 a.m. or maybe 7:45 a.m. So you have some, you choose some stocks and make another watch list for your own trading. Now, unfortunately, TradingView does not have this capability that it can import watch lists from outside. So that's one limitation we have to live with TradingView. So on this particular day, what was the day? This is Friday, 13th of March, very latest. So the question is, do you recommend stop loss even for day trading? The trading range should be percentage in terms or absolute. I will come back to this. What we should do in the pre-market action, we should first take a look that this is the first stage TR indicator. This is the second, and this is the third. So this is the pre-market at 4 a.m. Now, I don't recommend that you wake up in the morning and start trading at 4 a.m. No, don't do that. But when you receive or around 8 a.m., look out for the small trading areas and look out for this triangle and the green zone. So this was trading in a small trading area, and this is 5 minute right here, 5 minute. And then it broke out from here. So it was moving up. It was up in the morning. It was strongest. And then again, it traded in a tightening and moved up right at the beginning of the market, 8:30 a.m. Central. When the market start, it was this is a green zone. These are two important lines: VWAP, volume weighted average price line, and the 15-period line. And when it break out, your stop loss should be below this particular trading road's bottom line. This is used to be your stop loss. You make an entry somewhere here at its breakout because it is in the green zone. It is beyond these two green line, and then where you target at least three times this stop loss. That's one thing. Or these horizontal line, which are the resistance lines above the current price line. Now the question is what market was doing at that time. Very, very important factor. This is Nasdaq. Basically, these are futures, and this is S&P 500. Both of these created a trading range, and on the TR indicator made a breakout at this point around 5 a.m. Around 5 a.m. Similarly, our stock made a breakout at 5 a.m. So you see the confluence. Market was supporting this action at 5 a.m. You were watching all these three at one. So you should watch these market charts all the time. So we are in a conference state. Okay, market supporting, market breaking out in S&P 500, always in a short-term time frame, 5 minutes only, and market and Nasdaq also breaking out. There are all the chances that this particular stock, which is already in our strong stock list, MU, we know the history of the stock. We know the stock is has a good history. There are all the chances that it will follow the market trend. The market at 8:30 again tried to make a breakout right here, right here. That's why the stock, along with the market, made a breakout. But then the market starts faltering here, here. It comes to neutral, that comes here, it comes to, and this is exactly what happens with our strong stock. Instead of reaching out to this resistance level, which we were targeting, now we have this kind of market action and we have this kind of action. That time we should get up. Why? Because we already have more than 1 is to 3 reward to risk ratio. In fact, our recommendation is that if you reach 1 is to 2 or 1 is to 3 like this point or this point, you should take some partial profits on your position and then bring your stop loss up to your break even level so you don't lose anything on this particular trade. Not at all. It's going to be a profitable trade as long as it is run. Now, market since failed because of the whatever is happening, market forces and the global, and market is expected to fail again. So that's why the most breakouts will fail along with the markets, especially all these market stocks. So that's the trading range on the breakout we should target because this is TR indicator is a breakout strategy. It targets breaking out, it targets strong momentum. That's why it will give you on even a smaller time frame a breakout strategy. So I hope that I answered that question. So the target we have those resistance lines calculated and plotted every day for every stock which you choose. So for example, let's go back to our presentation. Now I will explain this in details. Explain this. So we have two lists. One is early movers list and one is market stocks list. Question which says Shahidab say Friday entered MU at 412 after the triangle before open. I had a TP at 420. I had a stop loss. One of the reasons I took this because I had a great catalyst to open new factory in India. Whatever was happening, fine. But the point is that it was occurring here at simultaneously at market was supporting this stock, and when market starting to come down, start also paused, if not failed, paused here. Yeah, it was a good trade for you, but you see how the chart was helping you. Indicator, this was the first indicator, and it might have failed very easily, as we know the first stage, but when you have second, third, and you're coming out of this small trading range, that's the point to buy. Now, one very important things to consider. Whenever you have this green area, right, you should never be short a stock or future. And whenever you have this red area, orange area, which means that you are on a downward trend. You should never be long on that side. Very simple. Because you are on the wrong side of the trend. And it will keep on. You don't know when it's going to stop. Next support, next resistance, whatever. Very simple trading rule for day trading. So this indicator will help you to be on the right side of the trend as long as it lasts. And a good idea is that you have market charts on one side. And if you have more than one monitor, maybe on the other monitors, and the stocks charts on the other side. Okay. So we will now go to the trading view directly instead of presentation and see some long side and short side trades of this TR indicator. So long side, look for it, as I said, green triangle first stage and green band second, third stage. So long side MU 30. I just explained 13th Friday. We will look at Monday as well, both MU and SNDK, and then we'll take a look at the short side. Although I don't want to take a look at the short side very honestly, but these days markets are better on the short side rather than on the long side. So going back to now going to our trading view. Now this is our trading view. I just explained this MU, and we want to go to the ninth of. This is ninth. I hope this is ninth. Oh, oops. What is the trading range for the ninth? Right here. Ninth of. Here we go. 6 a.m. in the morning, right here. Let me expand this thing so that you can see it more clearly. So at 8:30, take a look here. It was coming from a sell zone, struggling. But first stage signal came here at 9. Now, should we enter? No. Should we enter here? No. Why? Because coming straight from a first downward trend, an orange zone or yellow zone or orange zone, chances are very high that the first stage signal will fail. But it established a trading zone. Then it eventually found support and gave up on this, and then it came out of the trading zone at around 9:30. What exactly was market doing at 9:30? Same thing. A green zone on TR indicator right here started on Nasdaq, and right here it started a green zone right here. So the market was supporting, and when this should have been our entry point, and where should have been our stop loss? Either the bottom of this trading range or below this first stage green, last green stage signal right here. So for example, if you make an entry right here when it crossed this, something around 367, our stop loss should have been 359. That is $8. Now you should um, adjust your position size, because each stock, if it fails, will give you one stock will give you $8 loss. So if you have 100 stocks, that means $800 loss. Do you have such a big account which can accommodate this? No. So maybe you can just trade with just only 5 or 10 stock or 20 stock. Now we are targeting 8. It means that we are targeting, if we are having it here 367, and this is 361, this is maybe $6, so we should target at least 12. And the green is not missing here. The green started right here at 9:15. This was the green. This is the first stage started here, second stage started here, third stage started here. All I'm saying is that when the green starts, this wait for either it to pull back to this point, which is VWAP, so that give you a high reward to risk, or wait for this to cross this trading range, which is this point. Remember two things: breaking out or a pullback. So when you have continuous green signal, it means that stock is trying to change its direction, trend, and the market is trying to do the same. So that's why we have higher chances of succeeding in it. So that's why we should either wait for it to come back. I see exactly it found support at the VWAP or the 15. This exactly was the right point. So if we made an entry at 364 or maybe 367, and let's see where it ends. Here we close at 380, and this right here, a $13 move, because we have encountered a neutral area and a first stage downward trend. But at around 14, now I don't recommend making a trade when it is the last hour of the market for the day trading purpose. Reason: we have higher range, normally trading range, in the first half of the market, which is starting from 8:30 to 11, around 11 or 11:30, first 3 hours of trade. Then the lunch break, which slows down everything, like this thing. And then in the last hour, we don't know what is going to happen. It's normally very highly risky. So even in the last hour, when we have this zone and the green zone starts, and we cross this trading range, so this was a good entry with maybe a very small position size, 380, and you move out around 388, $8 range. So that's But we have to always take a look at what markets are doing. So market was also supporting at 1400 hours at 2 p.m. Both of these markets, they were moving in tandem. So was our Micron, and so were others. Okay. Going back to another example was SanDisk. I picked these two. SanDisk was again 9th of March and 12th of March, and Tesla and 12th of March. So we take a look at that. So 9th of March, SanDisk. So we have SanDisk here. Just select SanDisk here, and it will populate. Now this is 12th of March. So let's take a look at 12th of March, SanDisk. Then we'll go to 9th of March. So this is starting from at 6 a.m. We encountered a downward trend. Then a first stage TR signal. Is it likely to succeed or fail? Fail, because it's coming out of a strong movement downwards. Then the market started. Another signal started, and then it failed right here. These are now the two or three confluence signals, VWAP, midpoint, and the 15. So market is not likely, because this is exactly what market is doing here. These are market in a strong downward trend right here, right here. Our stock was also in a strong downward trend. Now, what are the chances that our stock will establish a green zone right here? Very minimal. Why? Because stock itself is weak and the market is weak. So there are higher chances for the stock to travel downwards. This was Thursday, 12th of March. So let's say if we are shorting, which I don't recommend, but that's another matter. And this is the confluence point. When it comes down, it came back here. They again found a resistance here. This is another short right here. Three lines just acting as support. It tried to bounce back, never succeeded, and moved down other right here. Then you should get out of here if you are shorting it. And that's how the people who short the market, they do it. This was 12th of March. Now move back to Monday. Last Monday, 9th of March. This is Monday. This is exactly what it was doing. 9th of March, 9th of March, where we were. Right here. This is 8, this is 9. So these are the markets we're doing. And this is our stock was doing, SanDisk. It came out here, tried to make a breakout, failed at least 2 times, but established a trading range. Then it break out of this range, again came back, found support, and then the green zone started at around 840. Now we could have taken some chances here because it's a green zone. It is had support right here. It crossed those supports. Where should be our stop loss? If this is 529, our stop loss should be around ideally here, which is 516, $13. So do we have a range of in this particular stock for 13 times 3, $40, $39? Yes, we do. And this is exactly what it did. Once the market was also changed the pattern on the Monday morning, tried to move up, it went all the way up to this resistance. First resistance here, it found some resistance, it crossed it. Second resistance here, took a while, it crossed it, came back to this resistance, which was acting as support. It crossed it. Then again, it found another resistance. So you could have taken some partial profit at first resistance, and you could have eventually got out at this particular point. Because how much the move gave you? 571. What was the entry point? 526, which is more than $40. And how much was your stop loss? Something around 526 and 515 at this point right here, 16. So that's how you measure your stop loss and your. So this particular system, it gives you supports, resistance, and the trend. But you have to calibrate. Is it going to be a pullback strategy? For example, it was a breakout. Now, ideally, it will come back to At least test these support levels, which exactly it was stated. And then you have tried your luck and made an entry here. Okay, so that's how the system works for the day trading. Now, for day trading, in the beginning, we suggest only 1 minute, 2 minute, or 3 minute charts. Maybe at the beginning of the market, only 1 minute chart. So this is 1 minute chart, and this is too many bars, and because so let's move to 3 minutes, make it more reasonable. So 3:15, 7 a.m., 8:30. Which day it is? It is actually Friday 13th. This is Friday. No, I don't want to see Friday. Come on. Every time it moves to, I want to see 9th. Right. This was 9, and this is only 3 minute chart. The same chart on 3 minutes. So this was a, you see, it tried to break out, but see, it was coming out of a weaker zone. So the chances were there that it will make a pullback, and it made a pullback right here to these support level and this support level, the top of this trading range. It was still green. Market was also supporting us. Make an entry here. 524. Where is the stop loss? Should be at this green triangle. 516. $8. Where should you target? At least 1:3. 24. So 524 of 24 means at least 550, this range. But it gave you a much better range. Instead of 550, it gave you. And when another observation, when you have a strong green zone and it comes back, it is always, and when it is started in the initial stage of the green, it will always likely to find support at these two lines, VWAP and 15 period lines. You see, first support it found here, second support it found here, third support it found here at this line because it was in a strong zone, a strong bullish trend. How much was your risk reward? $8 here and 24 here. But here it gave you 563 or 564 starting from 520, 40. 8 is to 4, 40 is 1 is to 5. A very good high reward to risk ratio. This is exactly what we should target for. So that was the introduction to our same TR indicator for the day trading. Now, if you are not experienced day trader, I will not recommend you to start doing day trading. I would recommend you to stick to our weekly commentary and do some long-term thing. There is a reason for this. I have done both of these over the years, and I know what happens. Once you start losing money, maybe one or two trades a day, you go into a revenge mode, and you try to find the trades just to get your money back at bad location. No, no, no. Instead, we do not provide day trading services. In fact, this has to be launched commercially very soon. This is being tested. The question was, do you provide only day trading services? No. Our web app is not day trading service. Our web app is a complete stock analysis software for long term and medium term and swing trading environment. And we have our weekly commentary right here, where we provide divided into different sections: short-term trading, medium trading, and long-term trading. We have our investment idea for the long term. And for any newcomers, people who do not have experience with day trading, I would recommend them to stick to our weekly commentary and go only for the long term only. Day trading is a separate, altogether a separate product, and it is being tested, still under beta test. And as I mentioned, 21 of our fellows, they are testing it, and I am not sure how they are finding it, but I have so far received good feedback from them. Now they are for the day trading purposes, and these are equally applicable to the long term as well. These are the risk management rules. Number one rule is to protect your capital. If you have money to trade, money to invest, then you will live another day. But if you lose and blow away all your account, yes, the day trading tool will be a separate cost because you will be receiving daily mails, you will be receiving daily indicators and daily and the signals which will be you plot on the real time. So that will be going to be, but I will definitely give a discount to our existing customer, especially for the elite who buy and the software for the whole year. So use position size and ranges to able to define. That's what we were doing, defining our trading range. Remember those rectangles here, and on this chart, these rectangles, these are trading ranges we were defining, and trading zones. These are the areas, the level support, and this is exactly what we was doing here. And target a minimum risk to reward ratio of 2 to 3. I would say do not do day trading unless you have a risk to reward ratio 1 is to 3, 3 times reward. Take early partial profits, maybe one third half position to reduce exposure and feeling good. And that is very important. Elite users are not using this tool right now because this is still being day tested. This is completely a different product from our web-based system, which is a more like an analysis software, which analyze the software. Day trading does not analyze the software. The stock. It does not analyze the stock. It just gives you signals and a list of stocks to day trade. Once a partial is taken, the move stop loss close to entry. So once you take some partial, one third or half position out, do not lose money on that. Next partial or exit should be taken at a predetermined level. Remember those resistance levels? Do not allow a profitable trade to turn and add into a net loss. Once you have taken some partial, you have already identified a high risk to reward ratio, the stock has moved to you, then move your stop loss to your entry. So you do not lose your any money on your day trading on that particular stock. Cap the maximum loss trade to 1% of total trading capital, ideally 0.5%. Now that is very important. And you have to work that how much you are setting aside or investing for a day trading, maybe $100,000, maybe $75,000. So how much you can afford to lose on that? If you have a, let's say, $75,000 on one particular day, trade should not lose more than $750. If you are working with $25,000, then you should not lose more than 1%, which is $250. You should cut your losses earlier. Do not let the losses mount and add up together. Do not overtrade. It's very easy to overtrade. Once you are successful, you make a successful trade. You say, hey, I have a lot of time available. Let's do another trade just for the heck of it or revenge trade. Maintain a psychological journal. This is very important. There are books available on this, courses available on this, but you should see in what kind of psychological mood you are. Are you in a revenge mode? Are you in just to make money at all costs? And you should in advance understand that's why day trading is very difficult. It's not for everyone. What if the strategy does not work? Use a trade entry checklist before every entry. I will provide you the checklist separately. Unfortunately, it's not here in this presentation. So ignore this point for the time being. Once the daily profit is achieved, then half the position size. This is exactly what I said. Half the position size, one third. If two consecutive losses occur, then stop. Evaluate what markets are doing. Are you on the right side of the market and trade? Are you on the wrong side? If three consecutive losses in a row, take a break or call it a day. Simple as that. Shut down the computer or trading software completely. It is an addiction. If you keep it on, you will come back to it. If three losing days in a row, then stop trading for the week and review the trades. If a total loss of 6% of account value from the beginning of the month occurred, then stop trading for the rest of the month and review evaluate the strategy. Or switch to the simulated trading mode. TradingView also allows you to work on simulated modes without actual uh, uh, money. So I would urge our beta testers to test the TR indicator on the simulated mode for the time being. Okay. Now this is coming back to our offering. If you go to our website, which analyzestocks.com, one is only weekly commentary stock picks. People who just want to have a weekly overview and a list of stocks to trade, not on the day trading basis. On the long term basis and the medium and short term basis, they can have it at $9.99 per month at a discount of $10 if you buy it annually, $109.99. The full system, AI powered web based, the system which I was showing you with the indicator snapshot, back testing, AI news sentiment, AI technical analysis, TR chart. There are many more features as well which I did not describe today, but they are available on our past sessions. Stock screeners, pattern detection, heat maps, seasonality analysis, maintain your own watch list. That is available either $25 per month or $275 a year. So say 25. Now, in during the month of Ramadan, I'm offering a 10% discount on everything. But $275, the discount unfortunately cannot because of some technical reasons. So if you want interested, so for example, you can get a whole year of subscription that includes this Excel-based software and this weekly commentary software. And just till Eid, it will be around approximately $250. Just drop me an email or shoot me a message, and I will send you an invoice for that with your details. If the classic version of our software was Excel based, it works on Microsoft Excel 365 Windows only. It does not have the AI features and the backtesting features and the indicator snapshot view, but it has TR indicators, heat maps, stock screener, and it is one-time purchase of $140. And it will give you access to weekly commentary as well. Now, the day trading has not been launched yet. It will be launched. I have not set forth a price. In fact, I would ask I treat my loyal customer as my community to advise me on that, how much it should be, because it needs regular daily efforts to touch base, to provide signals to our customers and our daily list and maintain that thing. So I was thinking of giving a discount to our elite customers. If you buy to the yearly, then they will definitely get some substantial discount. Otherwise, the day trading itself should be around, I think, $25 or $29 per month. Now, one thing about the day trading, because it is still being beta tested, and I will improve it on the basis of the feedback received from our beta testers. I have been using this day trading system on stock futures. This is Nasdaq future. This is S&P 500 futures for a long time. And in fact, this TR indicator was developed for this uh, stock future, but not on the trading view. So we probably will have a different product for that, but not right now. If you have any question, I can even unmute you and ask you to. It's about time. And I can, if you can unmute, you can ask your question or drop. Please outline the steps in order a new day trader should take each day. Those probably have been here. If not, then I will, each day trader receive a guide as well in PDF format. Refer to that. That has a few steps in this. And then follow these risk management rules. I can update that guide, add these risk management rules, and add it to that. No, I will not suggest that convert the day trade into a swing trade. Day trade should be started with the mindset that you have to close that trade on that particular day because you are looking at a very small 3 minutes or 5 minutes time frame. And that time frame to make or exit an entry is not suitable for swing trade for the long term trade. For that thing, you need to go back to our investments stocks analysis software, analyze it in details because you are looking at days and weeks to come. So that is a different approach, in my opinion. And if it is a very good stock, market is in your favor. Unfortunately, market is not in your favor these days. So you probably can leave a good stock like Nvidia if you are doing an Nvidia day trade, Apple, Google, Amazon, MU. You can leave for maybe for a couple of days. But all these are market stocks, and unfortunately, market is not in your favor. All these stocks, and they are more likely to come down along with the market. But these stocks are the market. They have substantial weight in the market. All right. Any other questions? What is the best time day to day trade? How long should we stay? The best time I explained earlier is just before market opens. Sometimes market provides you a very good entry right here, something like that. And at the time of market open, then around 3 hours from there, 11:30 Central Time. That's the best time for day trades. After that, market slows down. Lunchtime, mostly on the Eastern coast, Eastern time zone. Market mostly operates in New York Stock Exchange and in the Eastern time zone. They go. You see that you don't find much trading ranges. And if you enter here for maybe a couple of hours, 3 hours, you are trapped in that trade. So the first half of the day is ideally suitable for the day trading. And once you should have some target. Okay, I should enter one day trade. To target 1:3 date high reward to risk. One date is done. You have made your daily goal. Close it. Do something else rather than taking a look at the charts all the day and then falling into trap. Oh, there's another trade coming up. Let's go make some more money. Then normally market is much more clever than you, and it will trap you in some. So these things do not happen every day. It will trap you into a losing trade. Okay. If you need any question, visit our website as I explained. And I hope I was clear about the. What was the question, Anutia? How do we get the graph chart you're using, orange and green band? Which time frame? Trading view is there. This is trading view. All you need to do, I have given the access. This is an invite only script. So I have given the access. You need to send me your trading view account. So to all the beta testers and Mr. Munir, I think Munisa, I think I have given it to you as well. So you need to go into the invite only scripts. There is a section in the guide which explains the go to the PDF guide which came with the email to you. Otherwise, I can resend it to you. And it also let me show you the guide if I can show it to you here. Give me a second. Day trading guide. Give me a second. Pull up that guide. Okay, this is the guide. Hopefully you can see it. I send it to every beta testers for just for 2 weeks, and this explains in different steps that what do you need to do. Log on to your TradingView account. If you don't have one, sign or create a free account. Send your TradingView username to me, and then once the access is granted on any chart, click on indicators at the top of the chart, select invite only scripts, and then there you will find TR recognition indicator chart. So in other words, this is indicator. Here, when you press this, you have my scripts invite only. You press this invite only, and then you will see that TR indicator. All you need to do is just accept it, select it, and that's it. On every chart, it will be automatically added. Okay. Any further question? I think you can unmute yourself. If you want, you can unmute yourself. If you have anyone has any question you want to.
Sabri bhai, you were talking about 1 day lapse in the green band to show up. What about the day trading? When would that green band show up? On a minute
Whatever the
basis?
time frame you have selected. For
Well,
example, here is 3 minutes. So every bar is plotted after 3 minutes. So this is the first stage. After 3 minutes, this thing comes. Now this time green bar, when it comes, it depends upon its algorithms. It can immediately come right here. It can immediately come right here. But this was late in the day, right? This was early. You see, the early it gave you a long range. As soon as the market started at 833, this is 830 bar, this is 833. Why 833? We have selected 3-minute bar. So each bar just represents 3 minutes of time. So it tried to, remember I said that this is first time it will try to pull back, and a pullback on the top of the trading range or a confluence of trading lines like this 15-period line, this is VWAP, and this blue line. These are all your support lines once you are here. This is more likely to give you a good trade in this direction, not in this direction. Why? Because you are in a bullish, establishing bullish trend. So this is exactly what it did. It tried to move up. Market was probably struggling for a while. It again give you an opportunity right here. And then again, boom, in this direction. But going back in the early morning, you have a right here, a confluence of here at around 5 a.m. So every attempt over here would more likely to find some resistance at these lines. This is exactly what it did. First time, because you want to, now this is not the time to go bullish. Definitely not. When is the time to go bullish? When it is coming out of trading range and you encounter a green band. Light green band means light bullish trend. Strong green band means strong momentum or a strong zone. Okay?
And what's
Assalamu
the
alaikum.
difference between the light green and dark green? Is it simply confidence level?
More, yeah, higher confidence level. It means more momentum. There's a formula which calculates the momentum as well. How much momentum? When you have higher momentum, it means that you have higher chances of going higher. Right here. When you have no momentum, like in this neutral, or a light momentum, in the light momentum, the light momentum will eventually convert into a higher momentum if the momentum persists. So you are on the right side of the trend. That give you an advantage. This system that you are on above these two VWAP, which is a very important level for the day trading, volume weighted average price. It means the volume is increasing as the price is increasing. It means more and more people are jumping into it and pushing it higher and higher. Then some profit taking around this resistance came, but again it found support. Remember I told you that once you are in a bullish trend, these lines provide very good support. Okay? Any more questions? Someone else was asking something.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, Sabir. This is Shahid here. So you mentioned this TR indicator is a breakout strategy. So this purple rectangle, so on what basis, what do you consider when you draw this rectangle? Or is there, I don't think so, this TR indicator will draw that
No, TR
rectangle
indicator will
as
not
well.
dot that. Okay, good question. What is happening? We are coming out of this downward trend, strong downward trend. Okay, fine. First time, first stage TR indicator failed. Second time failed. Then it make a small trading range, trying to up, come down, up. What was happening? It was waiting for market to open. In other words, then another attempt. So this is the third consecutive attempt. Although we in first stage, and then the first stage convert into a second stage. Now the green band. That's the time has come out of the training range, and that's the time I select a rectangle here, just draw around this trading range, so I know exactly where should my stop loss should fall, right here, not below that, and I know that has come out of a weak area trading range, and so it will try to come back again. That's the market psychology. Try to test this trading range again. So it came back right at the top of this trading range. It had another attempt. If you miss that, you're still waiting, fine. You have another strong green band zone. Now, two things can happen here. Either it continues its journey, if the markets are very strong stock, or it will again try to attempt another attempt and find some support either here or maybe over here, which is a confluence of VWAP, this midline, and the three or four. You see, there are quite a few things coming up together. They're finding support. Like you, like me, like many other traders around the world, they will be looking at these supports, trading range support. Some have their own algorithm, and then they will again try to bet on this that this stock will go. Day trading is most unlikely. Sorry, unfortunately, mostly betting that People say, okay, it's trying to find support. There are higher chances of going up, so let's go on. What should work in your favor that you should have a system if will telling you that you are in a strong bullish trend, at least on the 3 minute time frame, and your markets are also in a strong bullish trend. That should work like market is establishing here, here, here. All three are congruent, confluence. Let's go. If the markets are falling apart, strong downward trend, even the strongest stocks, now this is a Sandesk of MU, they are more like a market stocks. They are not individual IPOs or small company, which has nothing to do with the market. You can find some penny stock moving outrageously in a crazy fashion because it had nothing to do with the market. But these are solid, strong volume stock, dollar volume, high dollar volume, a lot of money involved in it, stable companies, and high ATR, high trading range. This is what we testify when we were talking about this. We were talking about high trading range. This is important. We don't want to get stuck into very low trading range stock when it comes to day trading. Okay.
Thank you.
So this is just for the day trading because the beta testers, 21 people, they have been given access to this day trading indicator and the system on the trading view. This system also plots support and resistance levels and give you confidence so that you can move along with the trend. That's what it does. Now, if you're not into day trading, I don't recommend to go into day trading. I would recommend to go look at the weekly commentary, look at the investment ideas, look at develop your skills to analyze stocks on the short term and long term basis, understand the different methods, systems, and try to identify leading stocks means relative strength is high in the leading industry groups as well. Now, this is another, I mean, there are thousands of things I can take hours and hours in this. For example, this is MU, okay? Comparison charts. Now, what it does, it will plot, this is MU's performance in its own group. What is the group's? Semiconductor. Look what MU is doing against its group in 1 year. If it is less than 0.5, right now is around 1 point something, 1 point. Continuous rise. So MU is beating its group. And the MU is beating overall market. And the group is beating overall market. So in other words, MU is a very good stock. That's what this relative strength is telling you. Let's do the next DT session before market open to learn and watch how the software behaves in a live session. Yeah, we can do that, but actually the it is still being tested. Question
Yeah.
of the stock loses that day, but next day it goes up. What will be the strategy then? Shall you hold a look? I again do not. If you are working on a day trading strategy, I do not recommend you in any case, especially under the given current market circumstances, to carry it over to the next day. Close that day. That's why those stop losses are very important. Close that particular trading. If you start losing, get out at this level at your stop loss. Do not let the losses mount. Market is very dangerous these days, and if you can, it can beat you and it can get you hinging onto a wrong stock on a wrong side of the trend. Number one. Number two, never keep a stop if you encounter this signal or this signal. If you are bullish, in other words, be always on the right side of the trend. So close that day trading, close that trade on the daily basis. When you achieve your target, you achieve your target of 1:3 high reward race, or you come to a resistance level or support level, your target level, get out of it. You're not doing it in a long-term investing or long-term. So that's simply a day trade. So just let it be there in the day trade. Okay. All right. If no more further questions, thank you very much. Which two signals for exit? One is this stop loss right here. Define your stop loss at the entry point. Second is if you encounter this kind of signal, this is first state, it means that it is changing the trend. Now, this was a very good stock, so it did not change. It again tried to came back, but failed and moved up. Or you encounter something like this orange zone, then you are at a wrong side of the trend. How long that orange zone will last, nobody knows. So this is the second. You be on the right side of the trend and measure your stop loss initially when you make an entry. Okay? And if you are interested, please help support us by becoming a subscriber to our services. And as I said, I will definitely give a discount to our elite customer because elite has a full access to our software and all these features. They already spent $275. Right now it's around $250. Send me an email with your details and I will send you a special invoice for if you want to buy the yearly package. Otherwise, you can opt for a $25 per month, 10% off, which is 22.5 now during the month of Ramadan only. And then obviously they will get a discount once the day trading product will be launched on that as well. If no further question, I would thank everybody. To the Excel auto update, Excel does not have the day trading thing. It does not have the AI systems and the new indicators. Excel has TR indicator, stock screener, some of its own backtesting. But for Excel to run, you need to have Microsoft Excel, Microsoft 365 for Windows only. I would highly recommend you to move to this Elite system, the AI-powered web-based, because this is the new system we have just launched last month, and we have been adding continuous updates to it. Unfortunately, there are limitations in Excel because it works within Excel environment. So it does not interface well with the AI machine language system and the libraries available out there. Okay, but we do from time to time update the Excel software as well. All right, thank you very much, and thanks for attending. And please visit our website. And will the system provide what? Can you complete the question? There is a question. Auto alerts. This is what we are working. That we will provide you alerts, and the alert it has to be designed. The alert right now is not is there in the pipeline, and it will be available to the our AI-powered web-based system customers only. Auto alerts, not on the day trading system, on the our uh, short-term, medium-term, and long-term systems only. No further question. Thank you very much. Feel free to contact me or drop a question in the chat box. Day trading system is different. Obviously, it's different. Day trading is a different animal altogether. It's not normal investing, not normal trading, short-term, medium, or long-term investment. It's completely different system. But indicator is the same TR indicator. Yeah, only day trading software will also be available. Yeah, indicator. Only this. It will be available. But if you buy it along with our Elite, obviously you will get a discount. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and hope to see you after Eid next month.
Thank you.
Next time.
Eid
Sometime by
Mubarak.
the end of this month. Okay? Thank you.
And
Bye-bye.
advance Eid Mubarak.
Advance Eid Mubarak. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
Early Eid Mubarak to everyone.
Oh, advance Eid Mubarak. Thank you very much. Advance Eid Mubarak to everybody. Jazakallah khair.
Exactly.